You hear me?
Ihi.
All right, let's see. All right. Istungon Jokayadega, Jane.
Stongadas.
Mache. Remember now, we don't have good morning, so we say, did you make it through the night okay? Istungon Jokayadega. And then for plural, for more than one, even for two people, or even 20 or 30 people, you say, Istungon Jokayadega ga. Ga. Hear that tone? And I'm putting a question to it because look at the English. Did you make it through the night okay? So I would say, Istungon jokayadega ga. See that tone? Okay. That's no good morning, but look here. We have hische. And you know, I don't usually use hische. I say istungo. Istungo. That's what I usually say. Istungo. And they'll say, Istunges os. I'm fine. Okay, now look here. They did the greeting, but they're going to say, Muskogi ubonaga unaya chidowa. Hear that tone? Unaya chidowa. Do you speak Muskogi? Do you speak Cree? Now this, you can use this on me, guys. Y'all can use this when I'm speaking, okay? Look here. Halalakin ubonayas. Halalakin ubonayas. Or you can just say halalakin bonayas. Speak slow. Please speak slow. And that way, you know, if you tell me that, I'll understand you. Say it again. Hadam magas. Hadam can be in situation and environment. It can mean more or again, okay? So right here, say it again. Hadam magas. Say it again. And I can say, Inga. Okay, yes, I will. I won't hardly say monks. And mado is thanks. This is what you can use. I don't know how many times you say thank you in one day. Say mado, whether they understand or not, okay? Whether they understand or not. It could be a different person. And just say mado. And when you're doing something, done something for you, somebody's turn their mic off. You say mado, and that situation and that physical way that you're doing things, we'll tell them that you're saying thank you. But right here says thanks. That same thing. Thanks. That's like slang, isn't it? Thanks. Mado. I will see you again. Chihijathis. See, we don't have by. Chihijathis. We have no by. And you know, that's weird. But this elder told me one day, he said, when you say wajina imbonaga, when you speak in the European language, they say goodbye. He goes, it's like burying them while they're still alive. And so he says, I always say, I'll see you again, or I'll talk to you again. Hadam jimbonayathis, I'll talk to you again. Or hadam chihijathis, I will see you again. And you know, that to me, our people had more of a outlook. No matter what they went through, they had this outlook that either way, we're going to see each other. Okay, look here. Sound words. We're going to go through this because next week, November 3rd is my last class. So we'll start over again, but this time we're going more in depth. Like hisagi. Hisagi is alive or breathing. You can use it in different situations and environment. And winahogi. Winagi. Winagi means alive too. Hisagi is alive. Winagi is alive. But situation, environment, and remember I said situation has a lot to do with language. So I'm going to teach. We're going to use those two words. We're using different words again. We're going to learn these different words. Okay. Ah, she, it, fi, he, a, get, li, me, ni, oh. Remember that it's not a O, it's O. Because when you say Uba, that's how it's really said. Uba, out, uski, rain, owa, water. But if we say Uba, like we do in English, that's not right, guys. And B, Batko, right? Boski, our father. Gomi, us. C, as in taco, a horse. C, as in a bullet. Tato, as in fish. C, we're kind of going over this because we're going to start. You think this was kind of rough. You wait till we get to this other one. Okay. Tato is fish. C, as in sashakwa. Goose. Sada. I call this a persimmon, but they call it an apple too. But we used to call an apple sadasako. Soda is a sky. D, as in diniki, thunder. Dortolosi. And remember, I said we cut off the beginning. We usually just say dolosi, but this one is an old word. Dortolosi, chicken. Tuchinen, 3. Ooh, as in chola. Chula, fox. Gode, frog. Ojazi, owner. Now listen. Ja, hear that? Jesse, pumpkin. Budgie, pigeon. Aji, corn. Hear that? Okay. This time of the year is Jesse, pumpkin season. And I don't know, we eat pumpkin, but we don't eat the bright orange ones. We eat the beige looking ones. They're called Indian pumpkin. Some people call them Indian candy, but we just knew them as Jussie. I don't know if you can eat the real orange ones. Does anybody know if you can eat those? Or are they just for decoration?
Oh, I cook them and make pumpkin pie out of them.
Well, I heard they make pies out of them. You're gonna have to give me that recipe, Jane.
Oh, you just cook it down and make it like regular pie.
Oh, really? I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to try that. I'm gonna have to try that. Because we never use those bright orange ones. We just use those beige looking ones. And I went and got me about 3 or 4 of them here about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I freeze mine. So I cut it up and froze it, put it in freezer bags and put it in the freezer. They're out now, and they said nobody else is growing them. So, we're kind of I'm hoping that that's not one of the things that our Muskogee traditional foods is going away. We, as in wasco, that's a chigger. Waga, hear that in there? Waga. And then hear this waga. That's kind of where toads come in too. Waga. That's a cow. We saw. That's sassafras. Ye, as in yaha. And that is a wolf. Yufki. That's evening. Yanasa is buffalo. And the reason why we're going back over this, guys, you can never get enough of sounds because I still have trouble with sounds. I have trouble with up and ah. And I don't know if it's dialect or how I pronounce words. Sometimes it ain't the way it should be, but I hear different things. Okay, when you put one letter sound together with another letter sound, you get a sound that's like cha. Like when you put chi and ah together, you get cha. And I'm going to tell you, every one of these 2 single sound, 3-letter sounds I'm going to give you, it's in the Muskogee word, no matter how long. It can be a 16, 17-letter word. These sounds are in it. I stress sounds in my class. You just have to break them up. And if I was to tell you to look at all these sounds and make a word out of them, you will find these sounds in every Muskogee. So our language is sounds. They call them words, I call them sounds. And that's because we speak in sounds. And that's why I stress this. Like cha, che, che, cho, chu, cha. Look at cha, chadi. You put cha and d together, you get chadi. You get chi and me, you get chi me. You. All these sounds makes language. So you got cho, chu, ja, cho, fe, rabbit, cha, si, pumpkin. See how they're making words already? Fa, fi, fe, fo, fu, fa, ga, ki, ke, go, gu, ga, ha, he, hey, ho, hu, ha, la, le, lo, lu, la, ma, mi, me, mo, mu, ma, na, ne, no, nu, na, ba, bi, be, bo, bu, ba, sa, ti, te, to, tu, ta. Right here. Sa, so in the same 2-letter sounds together. Ta, so that's a fish. Ta, so. Sa, si, say, so, su, sa. Right here, here's one right on top of each other. Sada, apple, or a persimmon. Sada. So these sounds, they're in a word. Da, de, do, da. And there's that T and D sound. It's very, there's a fine line between those sounds, okay? Da, de, do, da. Wa, we, wo, wu, wa. Ya, ye, yo, you, ya. Okay, these sounds a little different, but it is in the Muskogee language. Off, if, off, oof, uff, ak, ik, ok, ook, ak, al, il, el, ul, al, im, aim, on, in, ein, und, on, oh, here we go, on, in, ein, un, an. Okay, here we go. This is where it gets a little bit different. Ob, eb, ob, ub, up, as, is, es, os, us, us. At, eat, ate, ot, ut, at. See how they sound, but they're in language. They're in a language. And you will never hear these sounds except in language, in the Muskogee language. And they may sound weird because we're used to being in the English dominant world. This is totally different, but if you look at this and listen to it, you can see the beauty of it. Off, if, of, oof, of. Ob, eb, ob, oop, up. At, eat, ate, ot, ut, at. To me, that's like a song. To me, it's that sound, and maybe it's because the language is part of this, but to me, it's like a melody. Now listen to this. This is 3 sounds put together. If you put C and ah and G together, you get sock, seek, sake, soak, sook, suck. Lock, leak, lake, loke, luke, luck. Moss, meese, mace, moss, moose, mus. Mott, meat, mate, mot, moot, mut. Hawk, heek, hake, hook, hook, huck. Haas, heath, haze, hos, goose, hus. Mock, meek, make, mook, mook, muck. Mon, min, main, mun, mun, mun. Hull, hull, heel, ale, hole, hool, hull. Knock, neek, nake, nook, nook, nuck. Fast, feast, face, force, foos, fuss. Joss, cheese, jace, joss, juice, just. Spa, spee, spay, spo, spoo, spuck. Slaw, slee, slay, slow, slew, sluck. Yeek, yeast, yit, yeech, yun, yuck. Chim, fin, quote, ma, gun, one. There, remember then, there's no silent sounds in the Muskogee language like this and ma. You want, and I want, I'm gonna repeat it again. Watch where your mouth is, where your tongue placement is, what you're doing right here. That me, he, right here. Ma. You can hear that. Ma. It's that barely there, but you can feel it at the base of your neck, at the base of your throat. You can feel that. It's just barely a puff there. Okay. Bun, loaf, bat, got, feast, ska. Hull, hut, home, chit, loaf, ul. Walk, sock, knit, bill, chalk, walk. Get, fut, yin, ska, bun, tha. Here we go. Tha. You can hear that. Bulk, luff, hook, dot, jiff, sock. Like this and thocko. You add a 2-letter word to it and you got thocko, a horse. Right here. Thocko. Thocko. Right there. Thocko. See, that's how you would be surprised at how many words you find in these sounds. Okay. Remember the tones. I always work on tones because our language is like a melody. It goes up and down, and it's just like I said, like a song. So the tones has everything to do with language. It can change what a word meaning is. Okay, like here, nagi. Nagi is a thing. Nagi doa. What is that? But you got nagi. What? What do you want? Nagi. What? Okay. Consonants can be doubled and then are held longer. Like ido is a tree. But when it's double consonants right there, like that, D-D-O, G-E-D-D-O, you gotta say both. Jit, hear it, jit, do. Jit, do. Hudgy and hutchy. That's kind of hard to hear, but you can feel it. Hutchy, hutchy, okay? Okay, right here, it's either a ah, okay, ah or ah. Okay, look here. Hoof is laksa, 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 okay, laksa. But when you say a liar, you got to put that tone in there. Laksa. You can say taco laksa, horse's hoof. But when I say laksa, I say, Laksa Duishji. That is a liar. Faga is a vine. Faga is hunting. Okay. Look at that. They're spelled different, but just the tone makes it different. Hudgy is tail. Hudgy. Here, there's a double consonant, but you can't hear the first C, but you can feel it. It's your tongue's on top of your palate behind your front teeth. Hudgy. You can feel it. Haji is drunk. This and I really like. This really tells the really how tone works. Illy is short and blunt. Illy. His or her foot. But illy is dead. Illy, foot. Illy is dead. Ihi, here's another one. Ihi is her husband. Ihi, here, ihi, her husband. Ihi is yes. See how that tone is? Now listen, this is short and blunt. Ihi, ihi, her husband, or a husband. Ihi is yes. See how that tone, we drag this one out. It's drug out. It's drug out, long sound. Ihi. Okay, keep going. My hand disappeared. This thing lost my hand, so here I am using the side of it. Okay. Nagi, a thing. Nagi to what? What is that thing? Or Nagi, what do you want? Nagin Chiaja. Hear it? What do you want? He's looking at it. Fuju, or he sees it. Fuju, That's kind of difficult right there. That's even hard for me to do right there. Okay. Or a ah. Or a ah. Let's remember these words now because you're learning new words here. Duffel. Duffel is grasshopper. Adami. Hear that tone? Duffel and Adami. Duffel is a grasshopper. Adami is a car. Coffee is coffee. That's Creeklish. We didn't have coffee back then. So we had to cross it between English and Muskogee. So we say coffee is coffee. Coffee. How see hear that tone? Coffee. Ayo. Ayo is a hawk. Luja. Luja is a turtle. Yanasa. Yanasa is a buffalo. Jabuja, my grandfather. Jabuja is my grandfather. Sada. Sada is an apple. Hear it? Jabuja, sada. Kaba, coat. Hear that in there? Kaba. And bagana. Bagana. Waga. Cow. Halbada. Halbada is an alligator. Here we go. E or it. It or E. Remember, short is it right here. It and long is E. Idjo. Hear that? It. Idjo is a deer. Igana, land. Igana. Hear that tone? Figi. Figi is a heart. Iga. This one is turned around. This is long. Figi. Heart. Iga. Iga is his or her head. Iwanwa It's his or her brother. Iwanwa. Wagabishi. Wagabishi. That's short. That's real short, isn't it? Wagabishi. But this one is like drawn out. Iwanwa. Abisi. Abisi is fat. Abisi is short. Abisi. Hear it? And miski. Miski is summer. Okay, diphthongs. I didn't know our language would have something like diphthongs, but they do. And we use we, u, e, we, hobiwa is a child. Hobiwa. This is a u, a-u, ahogoji, ahogoji. And this is the AU. Logi. Logi. Deep. That's like deep water. Or logi. Window. Remember, a door is a hogi. But a window is a small doorway. So they call it a hogoji. Anything with uji at the end is little. Okay. Any questions so far? We're going back over this because it's going to get, I want y'all, I'm hoping we can start reading in the next class because we got a lot of sentences and different words and different ways of using them, situation, environment. So man, I'm working on that. I got some. Look here. Sentences. I folded the clothes. You know, everybody says I folded the clothes. That's the whole world, basically. In this USA, everybody says I folded the clothes. And different states might, or different areas might have different ways of saying stuff. Because I know in Oklahoma, I say laundromat. But I had an aunt from a different area say washateria. And I didn't know what she was meaning when she said washateria. I was like, what in the world is that? All I knew was laundromat. So they might have different little switches there. But right here, I folded the clothes, and that's every day, isn't it? Achigi bago leches. Okay. Bago. You hear that he's in there. Bago leches. Bago leches. I folded the clothes. I folded the clothes right here. Jazz saying I right here. At the end says I. This is all it is. 2 words took care of 1, 2, 3, 4 words in English. Put lie in the oshafki. Oshafki. Gabi jafki. Oshafki. Shakjanas. Gabi jafki. Oshafki. Shakjanas. Hear my tone? Gabi jafki. Oshafki. Shakjanas. Remember now, this sak right here, pouring into something. Okay? Pouring something into something, like liquid into another liquid. Remember, O is on top, ak is on bottom, sak is pouring liquid into another liquid. Okay? Those are the beginnings that we need to remember too. Okay? The dog is fluffy. If we bigly dos. You can say
Mvhayv, this one Margaret's on was off. Anyway, I heard last summer, one summer when I was there, that people are always talking about wanting to keep up, traditional customs. What this how to make the lie to put in the Ozofkin. There's people out there, they're saying that that don't want to share the knowledge about how to make lie. And because there's people that want to learn how, so they can keep up the younger ones, the younger people want to keep up the traditions, but the elders don't want to share it with them. Do you happen to know why?
Well, I got an opinion about that. Who taught us? How was
Mm-hmm.
it down to us? If they didn't want, okay, it's still going because somebody passed it down to us. It's got to be passed on or it will disappear. And that's where, it don't need to be kept a secret. Anything, especially culture and tradition and the way we're going now, because it's going to be gone. I'd rather teach
Mm-hmm.
a young person because we never know, but they gotta, for me, I know how to make it. But if somebody asked me, I would share it
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact that if it stays with me and something should happen to me, it goes with me. And then it stops right there. And then nobody else will know. So, like cooking stuff, I teach people, I try to teach people how to make things. Whether they want to make them or not, it's up to them, but they'll say, well, I don't know how to make it. Well, let me teach you. They don't want to learn. You know why? Because it takes work, especially traditional foods. This takes time, a little bit of hard work for one thing, and it's patient. Because it takes a while to make that stuff, because you got to burn the wood, get the ashes out, let the ash, and how much wood you burn is how much lye you're going to get. But, I just think that they'll die if we're stimulated. I think they need to teach as many young kids as they can.
Mm-hmm.
So that,
I know this. Uh-huh.
as many young kids that know it or many people that knows it, the more it's going to stay part of our culture. And somebody, one of these days, there might be 5 people that knows how to make that. But that 5 people, if they taught 5 people and they teach 5 more people, it'll keep going. It'll keep going. It'll keep going.
Mvhayv,
Uh-huh.
there was a recipe book written by Beulah Sims, and it was produced by the Creek Reproduction Company in 1970, January 1st, 1970, and it's called Hope's Recipes of Creek Indian Foods.
Uh-huh.
It used to be sold on Amazon, but it's out of production, and we're trying to figure out who has the rights to it and who can reproduce it, because it has all the recipes, how to make the lye, everything in it.
And I seen that book. And that's probably the best book that anybody could get a hold of. And like I said, traditional foods and things like this, it takes patience and time to make it. And nowadays you see young girls or even young women, they'll say, we don't know how to make it. And I can understand some, they weren't taught. But learn how to make it, take that time. In fact, I was asked here not too long ago, can you come and teach us how to make the blue bread? The blue dumplings, whatever you call it. I call it chadahaga. And I said, sure, I'll teach you. Because if I don't, what am I going to do with it? I know how to make it. But if I don't pass it, it stops with me. And that's why language is what I do today. Language. Because it stops with me if I don't teach anybody. And, my husband at one time told these 2 young people, take what she teaches you. Take it and use it and listen to it. Because, I may not be here. Life is unpredictable. And he told them, he said, embrace it, what she teaches you. And so I teach to pass this on so we won't die. But you know what? Even though we're still the nation and still people in the nation, we can die. There's different ways of dying, and tradition can die. And like you said, that Hokies cookbook, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. I don't know who wrote that. Did you say?
Beulah Sims.
Beulah Sims. I think she probably did the best thing there was to do, to teach that. Because I know plenty of women now that they say they don't know how, but I have that book, I think, but I don't know. I mean, I printed it off the website. I printed it all off the website, but I don't know who has the rights to it. She may be long gone. Who knows? I don't know.
I've heard it's somebody named with the Cheney family.
Mhm.
They used to sell it at Red Stick had it for a while, and then at the Mounds at the old gift shop, they had it there. But nobody knows who has the rights to it. Some people have it,
Mhm.
and I've seen it downloaded. And I think I even downloaded it once, but it's got like the grape dumplings and the softki and sour cornbread. Everything is in that book.
Yeah, it is. And it's just doing it. It's just taking that time and doing it, just doing it. But we need that because, like I said, there's more than one way for us to die. More than one way, so it's a that's what's needed. So I don't try to do that just like this language. It's an ancient thing, but I gotta pass it on. What am I gonna do with it when I'm gone? It's gonna go with me. I might as well leave it for somebody. And that's why I teach it, because it's in danger. And so is our foods, they're in danger too. If we bigly dos, we bigly can mean a sheep. Anything that's furry and soft is we bigly, like curly headed, kind of hairy is we bigly. The dog is fluffy, or I should say fluffy, we bigly. But you can't use that with a quilt. Okay? You can't use that with a quilt or something. You have to use it with like fur, an animal. If we bigly dos, you can say yabifega, sheep. We bigly dos. Istibaba, we bigly dos. That line is fluffy. Saco, we bigly dos. That horse is fluffy. Stingy sock bega. Remember, bega, bega is when you put something into something. This is the ending right here, bega. Okay, stingy is saying somebody's hand, but it's saying it's stingy. Somebody's hand, sock bega, is saying it's going in like this, going in that. Sock bega, that's a ring. But we've shortened it. Remember, I said we shorten things. It's saying stingy sock bega. Okay. Watch. Hasiski guji. Remember, a clock is hasiskika. Hasiskika. But a watch, or even a pocket watch, or just a watch. Hasiski guji. Remember, anything with uji at the end is little. So a big clock, hasiskika, hasiskikoji. Hoktagi in homata. That comes, the base word is hokti. Hokti. Hoktagi is plural. Hokti is one. Hoktagi is more than one. It can be a group. It can be 15 of them. Hoktagi balit for less. There was 10 women around. See? You can say this saying woman's leader. Women Not just one woman, but hoktagi in homata. In homata means the leader, okay? But homatida, homatida is the infinitive verb because it's got the ida at the end, means to lead, okay? To lead. In homata is another person that leads them. A woman, another person that leads these women, okay? My legs are chapped or ashy. Jelly. Remember, personal pronoun, cha, means things. You add that to anything that you can't transfer or give away. You can't give away your leg. So this is short for ille, but you say jelly. Jelly, hogasagidos. Hogasi is chapped or ashy, okay? And dos, remember, is this. Jayoxithnidos, I have a cold. Yoxithnida is to have a cold. Infinitive verb, yoxithnida. You can put anything in that because you can probably transfer a cold, but you can say jayoxithnidos. I have a cold. Okay. Remember, a cold is yoxithnida, to have a cold. Yoxithni means cold. But remember now, this is where situation environment comes in. Gazapi is cold, right? Gazapi, cold outside, or when you're cold. Gazapi means cold. This is the sickness cold. Yoxithnida is to have a cold. Gazapi is cold, like you're cold, ice, cold tea, cold pop, cold water. Gazapi. There's a difference, okay? So this is where environment situation tells you what it is. If you say, anhithigos, I don't feel good. Jayoxignidos, I have a cold. I caught a cold. So that's how you would use that. I'm sneezing. Hajaxiskidos. Hajaxiskidos. Hajaxiski. See that ja right here? Haxiskida is to sneeze. But when you put this ja in there, it's yours. You are sneezing. You can't pass the sneeze along. It belongs to you. So you got to put ja in there. That's where that personal pronoun comes in. Hajaxiskidos. I am sneezing. Boy, we had a couple in here that had allergies last week. I won't tell you. One started sneezing and she sat there and I bet you she sneezed 10, 15 times. And I was like, whoa. And I kept saying, whoa. She just kept going. So, hajaxiskidos means I am sneezing. Okay. But if we took the cha out of here, it's haxiskida. Haxiskida, but you have to put the ja in the middle. Hajaxiskidos. Okay, my back is itchy. Jata anhutuktos. That's I want y'all to say that. Jata anhutuktos. Anhutuktos. Jata. Etha is a base word for jata. But when you put say in my back, you gotta own it. So that possessive pronoun is ja, okay? Jata anhutuktos. You gotta put that possessive pronoun in there.
Okay, Maya,
Yes. Go ahead.
Magitsat, Jada, let's see, I'm trying to say it because I learned it a little bit different, you know, Dada Hotobidos.
Yeah, hotobi is one, yeah. And actually, unhotobidos, that's actually what this is saying, but this one is unhotobidos. Hotobi Put to be is the same, it's the same word.
Mhm.
It's just
Uh-huh.
the same word. Put to be, and then put, what did you say? Put to be,
Ano to be dos.
put to be. See, I just didn't put the E here.
Uh-huh.
Like I shortened it. Unpuestos. So I can say ya está unpuestos.
Uh-huh.
Same
Uh-huh.
word. Yeah, very good. So see, okay, let's see here what's missing on it. That's where you're starting to identify, guys. So any questions so far? Now remember, we're gonna go to the third, and then after the third, we're gonna take a break. And like I said, we're going to learn like there's Hisagi, but you can use it different ways. And Winagi. Hisagi is breathing and alive. Winagi is alive. Okay. So we're going to learn how to use that in different situations and environment. Okay. Because there's a lot of words like that. And so we're going to learn all these different ways. Situation, environment. Okay, any questions on this? Any questions? Months and holidays. January is New Year's month. Thufujushi. Remember now, Thufujushi is January. Thulubi is year. Mojasi is new, is. Thufujushi, Thulubi Mojasi dos. It is the new year. It is month of the new year. February is Sweetheart Day, and I messed up on here. Somebody corrected me yesterday, and it corrected me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that." But I typed through these things like they ain't no tomorrow, and I got 5 different things going at one time. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice it until she pointed it out," and that's a good thing. Point it out to me, guys. Okay. Hodali hashi chamba hashi dos. Okay. Hodali is win. Hashi means win month. Hodali hashi is win month. Chamba is sweetheart month is. Hodali hashi chamba hashi dos. Okay. Hodali hashi is win month. Chamba is sweetheart. Remember, jamba is anything sweet. Fig is short. The base word for fig is figgy. Figgy jamba. But you say fig jamba. Da sachuji nita sagitida hasidos. March is daylight saving time. Da sachuji nita sagitida. It says here, March, day savings, month. Okay. Okay, this is where they had me. This is where I was really messed it up here. So we're going to go and we're going to fix that. Well, I can't write on it because I can't annotate. This thing is. We're going to have IT come over here and look at it. They looked at it over here about 2-3 weeks ago, and they said we still got to work on it. Okay. March is daylight saving time. Okay, April is Mother's Day month. Somebody, see? April is Da Sechitako. I got Gi on there. This is Da Sechuji right here, March. Then I got Gi. I skipped the whole month here. It's Da Sechuji Sako. Big spring. Okay. Then it goes into May. Ki hasi. Ichkinita hasidos. Okay, somebody corrected me on that. And I was glad they did because I was like, oh gosh. Man, I just went through here just skipping months and no wonder I shortened my own life, I think. Okay. Ki hasi. Gajo hasi. Hey, Eugene, remember now, these are descriptive. Gi is mulberry, saying mulberry month. And you know, our people, this is the way I look at it. We didn't have much. We were about a moon. So when the Europeans, well, you know, when the Europeans came, they start naming months. But we started saying, okay, Gi, that's when mulberries grew that month. So we just called it Gi Hashi. Gajo Hashi. Gajo is when blackberries grow, so they start growing, so we call that Gajo Hashi. Heyo, Heyuji. Okay, everybody mispronounces this. They'll say Hayuji. But they're doing it in English. Hi, here, see that hi? Hayuji. It's actually Heyuji. Heyuji means little hot. Okay, firecracker. No one has, I don't know if you knew what firecracker. Have you heard it, Ella? Firecracker. You know what firecracker is?
Yes. Uh-huh. But the way that you're explaining it, though, that just it's descriptive.
Yeah.
The way that it's written in Muskogee.
Yeah. Shoga is paper and gabochka means
Uh-huh. I don't know that they use the word yoga, but the Butchki, you know, Manmagagi doing much, just that part, you know, so you knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe the Butchki boss Gedzagi doing much.
Yeah, well, you know, we called it yoga because it was paper blowing up.
It is. Dino, get this.
We say yoga the bochka. And season of summer, hayo fakko. Hayo, it's hayo now, not hayo. It's hayo fakko. Ogida miskidos. Miski is summer, so August is hot down here. We're cold this weekend. We're gonna be cold. And the nation canceled a lot of stuff due to the weather down here. It's cold. And this morning it was 71 degrees. I went out there a while ago and it feels like it's in the 50s already. It's dropping, so it's getting cold. Okay. Uruwoshkoji istijadi in Hasidos. Uruwoshkoji is chestnut. Chestnut means little chestnut. Istijadi is Indians or red people. I don't like the word Indian, so I say red people, but that's what we say, istijadi. In Hasi, it's their month. Yours. It's Native American month. Isti Bingalichka Hasidos. It's scare people month. Bingalichka is to scare somebody. And Isti is people or a person. You know, my grandkids are really getting ready for that right now. They think it's fun. They think it's really fun, you know. So there one's gonna be a zombie. A zombie, Isaga, and one's gonna be a clown, a bilgahaya, person that makes you laugh, and the other one is gonna be, what's she gonna be? So, got two zombies. Okay, we got Istila Hisaga. We're gonna have two of them in there. Okay. November, Ihuli Sulidawa Hasidos. Veterans is army people. This is called soldier. Solidawa means a soldier. So we don't have a word for veteran. So we call it soldier month, okay? But in English it's veterans. It means the same. So see how this changes. We say in Muskogee, we say November is soldier month. You know, that's the way we say it in Muskogee. Ibuli Solidawa Hasidos. But in real English, Wajina, they say veteran, okay? We don't have a veteran, we just got army people. December is Christmas month. Favofako, Dajagofako, Hasidos. Now remember, Dajagofako is Christmas, but it's also used for Santa Claus. But some people called him descriptively Jokhishihaki, white beard. Okay. Jokhishijapki too, long beard. So that's what some of them called it. We called it Dajagofako. My grandma used to say she was gonna chase him away, and boy, we used to just watch her. And she'd say, he's gonna be coming, I'm gonna chase him off. Y'all don't start listening. She said, Ma bohedget. Chase him away. And we hated that, you know, because we thought we wasn't gonna have a Christmas. And you know, now I always try to teach my grandkids, Christmas is more than gifts and Santa. We always try to tell them that. But you know, to a 5, 4, to an 8, 9-year-old, it's hard to, you know, it's hard for them to understand. But it's more than just, you know, during that time, you know, that it's more than gifts. New Year's, my grandma used to tell me, always pray midnight. And she said, face the east and pray. And she'd say, if you look around 12 o'clock at night outside, she said that things will be bowing. And she said, you won't hear a sound because she used to say the whole world prays. She says, yeah, she'd say, at midnight, the whole world prays. She said, animals, leaves, trees, grass. She said, everything prays. And she even told me, if you look at a tree, she said, you'll have a slight tilt to it, like it's leading in prayer. And you know, I knew that, but I never look at one tree all year long and then try to look at it in January. But that's how it was. You know, she used to tell us things like that, you know, and she always told us be in prayer. And she made us clean our house in January. She said, don't clean it, clean your house, get the old dirt out, you know, get it out. And she always said, wash all your dirty clothes, because she said, you'll have dirty clothes from the year before. And I don't know where that came in, but and I still do that now. That's my practice. I make sure everything's clean, everything's done. And I'll say, you wore that last year, you know, but, you know, it's just playing around. But that's what she used to tell us. So months had a lot to do with how we, and July is our New Year's. For the Muskogee people, July is New Year's for us. That's New Year for us. So, has a skifka hamgat, Usibahandiga, Friday dunga, Jin wetket, Monday, in Hadidiska, in Hayatka, Chihitagafi. The morning after Monday, I will see you. Manjihitagahi. And y'all take care of yourselves and be at home. Chihitagahi. Mado, everybody.
Mado,
everybody. Aha. Inga. Mado, Anthony. Chat, I got one question. Yeah, Jonathan Mado, Chimio, Chihijati, Yajayi Jitson. Mado.